Up to 24 gigs of RAM, a 200 megapixel periscope camera, and a battery so big it shouldn't physically fit in a phone this thin. Welcome back to MazTechCentral. Today is another special day. I know we have a lot of these, but just bear with me. We have the first true hyper-flagship of 2026. This is the Honor Magic 8 RSR Porsche Design. Anyway, the specs on this thing are on another level completely compared to what we get here in the UK, Europe, and the US. We're talking about the huge 7,200 milliamp hour battery, a new aerodynamic body, because you know, for when you're driving. I'm kidding. I know it's to do with the Porsche design. And hey, one day, maybe with enough subscribers, I can compare it to a real Porsche. That's me winking. That's terrible. But seriously, the price tag on this thing is around 8,999 yuan, which is around $1,300 before you even pay import taxes and all that kind of stuff. So is it a reskin Magic 8 Pro, or is this the new king of Android? Let's find out. I came across this phone when I was in Shenzhen a couple of weeks ago, and it kind of drew me in straight away. And then I decided to pull the trigger, and where better to purchase it than the Honor flagship store in Shenzhen. Oh, and by the way, I'll have a video coming up soon on all the flagship mobile stores in Shenzhen, so make sure you subscribe for those. Honor and Porsche Design don't do eco-friendly minimalism. They do luxury. I actually had to unbox this within this Honor flagship store in Shenzhen because they do this weird thing in the Far East, and probably more in China than anything else. Actually, no, even in Hong Kong, where they make you unbox it and take everything out to activate the phone. I'm guessing it's so that you don't start selling it brand new everywhere else. It was just weird, but luckily it had my camera with me anyway, so I just said, look, I'm just gonna unbox it here, then you guys can do whatever you need to do. So anyway, let's just unbox this thing. The outer box has this texture soft touch design with Porsche Design text printed on it with Honor Magic 8 RSR next to it. You slide it out and it has this magnetic flap, and immediately you're actually greeted with this quote right here. If you analyze the function of an object, its form often becomes obvious. That's Professor Ferdinand Alexander Porsche, the man who designed the original 911. It sets the tone perfectly. First things first, accessories. In 2026, getting anything in the box is rare, but here you get quite a bit. Okay, this case is soft touch vegan leather, and it perfectly mimics the phone's aerodynamic spine. You don't lose that design language just by putting a case on it. It actually continues the curves. For me, it looks incredible. But here is my one complaint. Look at the sides. It's a hard shell case that leaves the sides exposed. Yes, it looks sleek, but the OCD within me is already screaming. If I drop this on the side, it's game over. It's fashion over function in this specific instance. Anyway, I'll get my own case to make sure it's covered. You also get a blacked out braided USB-C cable and a 120 watt supercharge brick, as the phone actually supports 120 watts wired charging. So this brick will max it out. Nice. Let's get to the phone. Wow. Okay, this is the slate gray version. I picked up the white for the Xiaomi 17 Ultra by Leica, but this color, it's a deep gray with a metallic hue. It's simply stunning. See this ridge? That's the Flyline design. It's aerodynamic, it's aggressive, and actually guides your finger so you don't smudge the lenses. The front glass is Honor's giant rhino glass, rated for 10x drop resistance, and the whole unit is IP69K, which basically means it can handle high pressure, high temperature water jets. You can literally power wash this phone. Please don't, but you could. Display check. It has a 6.7 inch OLED panel with a brightness of 6,000 nits. Okay, the nits thing is getting a bit ridiculous. 6,000 nits. You definitely have no issues seeing this in the most brightest situations. It has PWM dimming, 4,320 Hertz. So if you get headaches from phone screens, this is the one to buy. It's virtually flicker-free. But here is where your money goes. The Porsche design doesn't just finish on the back of the phone. It actually continues with the theme that you get, which is exclusive to this phone. Look at these icons. They're all custom designed, sharp, angular, almost metallic. It just gives you another choice over the usual ones available, which is a nice touch, I think. And the dynamic wallpaper? Watch this. As you access the phone, the light reflects off the digital curves, just like it does on the back of the phone. It feels unified. It's moody, it's dark mode friendly, and it screams premium. Now the elephant in the room again. This is a Chinese import. Does that mean it's useless in the UK, Europe, or US? Absolutely not. Making this Western friendly, it's going to take you about 2 to 3 minutes. Honor actually includes the Google frameworks on the China ROM. They're just hidden. And I'm going to take you exactly how to activate it and install all your Google apps. It'll just take a few minutes. Click on settings, search for Google, Google Play services, toggle it on, then go back, search for Google again, and you'll come across Google services. Recommended, if you click on all services, you can see all of that. Autofill Google passkeys, that's awesome because you can use all your autofill passwords. But go to recommended, hit sign in, checking info, put in your, actually can't wait to get rid of this keyboard because I hate it. Click on, if you're setting up for yourself, I'm guessing you will be with this phone. Agree and everything else. Turn back up on Google services. Next, all you have to do is make sure, and here's a tip, make sure that you're not signed into your Honor ID because Google Play actually won't show up in the Honor app market. Then go to your app market, click on Google Play, update or install. Let it do its thing. Allow it, and there you have it. Now you have Google Play Store installed on your Chinese ROM Honor Magic 8 RSR. So you have no issues at all, and you're gonna have no issues running all your normal apps. Now you can search for YouTube, for example. Here it is, YouTube, install. The first thing I'm actually going to change is the keyboard because it's awful. So I'm going to put Gboard on, enable that. Here's your Google Wallet, install that. All the usual suspects are there, which is awesome. Once you have Google Play Store installed, then feel free to go ahead and sign into your Honor ID. And there you have it, Google Play Store there. And then you can install your Amazon apps and all the usual stuff. Perfect. And that's it. Once you sign in, your contacts, Gmail, YouTube, banking apps all work perfectly. The only thing you'll notice is some Chinese text in some of the deeper settings and menus or the default keyboard, but switch to Gboard and you're good to go. I wouldn't worry about the Chinese text, just uninstall those Chinese apps that you're not going to use. It's a surprisingly painless experience, so don't let the fear of no Google stop you. You won't be stuck. As consumers, we have the choice to use the best tech globally, not just what's available in our own backyard. That's my 2 cents anyway. Okay, the main event, the camera system. Housed in this hexagonal titanium module. I'm definitely not going to say that 10 times in a row. The main camera is a 50 megapixel sensor with an ultra wide of 50 megapixels too. But the star of the show is this periscope right here, a 200 megapixel night photography telephoto lens. So you may be asking, why is it 200 megapixels for a telephoto lens? The simple answer is cropping. This is a 3.7x optical zoom, but the 10x hybrid crop looks optical. Let's look at this sample. Actually looks glorious. I'm saving the deep dive for the full review once I've properly tested it out. But my first impression, technically speaking, wow. Okay, but here is a spec I had to triple check on the website. The battery on this phone is 7,200 milliamp hours. I don't know how they did this. Usually a phone this thin is normally around 5,000, maybe 5,500 milliamp hours. But Honor's 2nd gen silicon carbon tech allows them to pack way more density into this cell. With the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, which is already super efficient. This is easily a 2-day phone with medium use. You could probably drive from London to Berlin using GPS the whole way and not need to charge it. I'm not going to test that. So, is it worth the import price? If you just want a fast phone and a good camera, scratch that, and a great camera, I would look to get the Magic 8 Pro. But the RSR is for the collector. It's for the person who wants the durability, the ceramic build, and that ridiculous 7,200 mAh battery. It's excessive, it's expensive, and it's absolutely magnificent. I'm going to find out if that satellite calling actually connects here in the UK. Probably not, but I'll test it anyway. And I'm going to put this night camera through its paces to see if the low light hype is real. Plus, I'll be testing the biometrics because this remarkably packs both a 3D secure face unlock and an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. That's a rare combo in 2026, although we're only in February, but still. But the big one, I'm going to pit this directly against the heavy hitters, the Xiaomi 17 Ultra Leica Edition and the iPhone 17 Pro Max to see who really owns a flagship crown so far in 2026. Make sure if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and that like button because it really helps the channel. And let me know in the comments, do you like this slate grey version with my fingerprints all over it, or the moonstone purplish type version which is available also? Which keys are you grabbing? See what I did there? I'm Maz, this is MazTechCentral, where I like to keep tech simple and accessible for everyone. I'll catch you in the next one.